I never thought I'd kill a man with words. But that's exactly what I did to Heinrich Voss, right there at the engagement party. With crystal glasses clinking and champagne bubbling like the lies we'd all swallowed. It started when he leaned in, his breath sour with scotch, and muttered in flawless German,
Du kleine Schlampe.
Du worst nie zu unser Family passen, calling me a little slut who didn't belong. I smiled, lifted my chin, and replied in the same tongue, word for word, exposing the Nazi relic tattoo hidden under his cufflink, a swastika from his grandfather's SS days that he denied for decades. The room froze as his empire of biotech secrets unraveled in that single, venomous exchange. But that was just the spark. The real fire? It burned from the day I woke up in someone else's skin, my body stolen, my life erased. All because of the Voss family's dirtiest secret. They'd framed me for corporate espionage to cover Heinrich's embezzlement of millions from their gene editing firm. I'd taken the fall, rotting in a psych ward for delusions while they thrived.
Now.
Swapped into the body of his prized protégé, Dr. Elena Krauss, a brilliant German scientist he'd groomed like a daughter. I was the ghost in the machine, ready to dismantle everything.
It was supposed to be my perfect life.
Engaged to Lucas Voss, heir to VossGen Labs, the biotech giant revolutionizing CRISPR tech in Silicon Valley's shadow. We'd met at a fundraiser in San Francisco. Him all golden boy charm with his Ivy League grin. Me the ambitious intern clawing my way up from a trailer park in Reno. You're fire, Mia, he'd whisper that night, his hand on my waist as we danced under the Golden Gate's glow. I believed him.
God. I did.
Our wedding planning was a whirlwind of excess. Venues in Napa Valley, caterers from Michelin stars, and Heinrich presiding like a king, his steel gray eyes appraising me like faulty stock. He was the patriarch, a self-made immigrant from post-war Germany who'd built VossGen from a garage in Palo Alto into a $50 billion behemoth. Whispers followed him, rumors of shady FDA trials, whistleblowers vanishing into consulting gigs, but Lucas laughed them off. Dad's just old school tough. You'll win him over. The first crack appeared 3 months before the engagement bash. I was in the VossGen archives, digging for research on a side project, when I stumbled on encrypted files, emails between Heinrich and a shadowy board member about Project Echo, an experimental neural swap tech meant to preserve genius by transferring minds into younger bodies. Buried deeper, proof that Heinrich had siphoned $200 million into offshore accounts, using falsified trials to inflate stock prices. And the kicker? My access logs had been forged to make it look like I'd leaked it all to a competitor. I confronted Lucas that night in our loft overlooking the bay. Rain hammered the windows as I shoved the printouts at him. Your dad's a thief. He set me up to take the fall. Lucas's face crumpled, but not in shock, in pity.
Mia.
You're stressed. The wedding jitters. Dad says you've been unstable. Unstable? I'd spent my life proving I wasn't the white trash my mom called me after Dad split. I grabbed his collar. Read it.
Lucas.
It's right there. He scanned the pages, then sighed, folding them neatly. These could be faked. You hacked in, didn't you?
Mia?
If word gets out. His voice trailed, but his eyes, those blue Voss eyes, hardened. We can fix this quietly. For us. Fix it? By that night, I was in a private clinic in the Marin Headlands, pumped full of sedatives, diagnosed with paranoid delusions by a doc on VossGen's payroll. As the needle pricked, Heinrich's voice echoed from the doorway. Schlaf gut. Fräulein. Dreams are for the weak. I woke up screaming, but it wasn't my scream. The room spun, sterile white walls closing in, and when I clawed at the mirror, a stranger's face stared back, sharp cheekbones, ash blonde hair cropped short, hazel eyes framed by wire-rimmed glasses. Dr. Elena Kraus, 32. Led on Project Echo. My body, Mia Harlan's curvy frame. Dark curls. Freckles from Reno sun was gone. In its place, this lithe, efficient shell, wired for labs and lies. Panic clawed my throat.
How?
The last thing I remembered was the four-drip, Heinrich's smirk. It hit me like a freight train. They'd tested Echo on me. Not as a volunteer, but as a disposable asset, the unstable fiancé. My mind in Elena's body. Her consciousness. Where? Erased? Back in mine. Playing house with Lucas? The thought twisted like a knife. Betrayal wasn't just deep. It was existential. They'd stolen my skin to bury their sins. I ripped the four from my arm, Elena's arm, precise and veined like marble, and bolted. Nurses shouted in German-tinged English. But I was already through the doors, stealing a lab coat and badge. Vosgen's campus sprawled like a fortress in the South Bay, all glass and green tech facades hiding the rot. I needed proof. Allies. Anything to claw back my life. But Elena's memories flooded in fragments, her adoration for Heinrich, the father who'd plucked her from Heidelberg University, late nights in cryo chambers, tweaking neural maps, his whispers of, "You're my legacy."
Liebling.
Legacy. That's what I became. Holed up in Elena's sleek condo in Menlo Park, minimalist chrome and succulents, I pieced it together. Emails on her laptop confirmed Project Echo was Heinrich's immortality play. Swap aging execs into fresh hosts. Dodge death taxes. Keep the empire eternal. Elena was his test run. Prepped for his mind when the time came.
Me?
Collateral. Framed for the embezzlement to discredit any leaks. Then neural zapped as a treatment for my delusions. Lucas had signed off. For the family, he texted Elena, me now, hours before. Rage boiled. But so did opportunity. Elena spoke 7 languages, including German like a native Berliner. She had clearance to Heinrich's inner sanctum. I could be the wolf in her wool. First move, play along. I showed up at the lab Monday, flawless in Elena's pencil skirts and resolve. Guten Morgen, team, I said, voice steady, as text buzzed around holographic gene sequencers. Whispers followed, Elena's breakdown after a minor procedure, but I waved it off. Just a reset. Let's push Echo to Phase 3. Heinrich summoned me that afternoon. His office overlooked the Dumbarton Bridge, a throne of walnut and screens pulsing with stock tickers. He rose, all 6'4" of him, clapping Elena's, my shoulders. You look refreshed, my dear. The trial was a success. His German was clipped, aristocratic, laced with that old-world menace. I met his gaze, Elena's hazel eyes locking on his steel. More than you know, Herr Voss. Inside, I seethed. This man had inked the orders to fry my brain, handed my body to his son like a party favor. But I smiled. Elena's efficient curve. The neural fidelity is 98%. We could scale to executives by Q2. He chuckled, pouring cognac. Ambition suits you. Unlike that Harlan girl, wild, unpredictable, Lucas is better off. He leaned in, voice dropping to that mocking lilt. She thought she could play in our league. A little American dreamer, sniffing too close to the truth. The truth. My fists clenched under the desk. I'd uncovered his slush fund, the laundered millions funneled through fake charities to neo-Nazi sympathizers, echoes of his family's wartime gold. He'd pinned it on me, then nobody in turn. Because who believes trailer trash over a titan? Indeed, I replied, sipping the cognac Elena's palate savored. Some secrets are best buried. That night, alone, I wept for the first time since the swap. Not Mia's tears, hot and messy, but Elena's controlled trickle. What if I couldn't swap back? What if this was it, trapped in a life of borrowed brilliance? Avenging a ghost? But dawn brought clarity. Revenge wasn't about reclaiming my body, it was dismantling theirs. Step 1. Gather ammo. Elena's encrypted drive held gold, blueprints for Echo, audit trails of the embezzlement, even voice memos of Heinrich ranting about purifying the bloodline in guttural Deutsch. I started small. Controversial seeds. At the next board meeting, I accidentally leaked a redacted Echo memo to a mid-level exec, framing it as a whistleblower tip. Chaos rippled. Stocks dipped 3%. SEC murmurs began. Heinrich called me in, furious. What the hell? Elena? This could ruin us. I feigned remorse, eyes wide. A glitch,
Sir.
but perhaps. Transparency builds trust. He backhanded me, Elena's cheek stinging like fire, and I tasted blood, coppery and real. Loyalty.
Girl.
Or join the Harlans in oblivion. Oblivion. That's when I decided, no half measures. I'd burn it all. Decisions be damned. The engagement party loomed. Lucas's surprise for the family, ironic.
Since I was the surprise now.
In Mia's body.
Et des proposes-tu?
Himself? No. Elena's consciousness was wiped. My old shell was a puppet. Drugged and compliant. Trotted out for optics. The thought curdled my gut. I'd seen her, me, on security cams, vacant eyes, doll-like smiles. Lucas pawed at her in public, whispering endearments that twisted like barbs. I prepped like a soldier. Elena's wardrobe yielded a slinky black number, diamonds from Heinrich's gifts. And the tattoo. Elena's files had photos, snapped during a drunken Berghain weekend in Berlin. Heinrich's grandfather, an SS officer, had branded him as a teen in a twisted right. He'd lasered it. But scars lingered under UV light, a contingency I'd rigged with a blacklight app on Elena's phone. The venue was a vineyard estate in Sonoma. Fairy lights strung like nooses. Air thick with Cabernet and Cologne. Guests milled. Venture capitalists. Politicians. The Bay Area elite toasting Vosgen's future. Lucas held court. Arm around his fiancé's waist. Her laugh a hollow echo. I slipped in as Elena, the genius behind the curtain, drawing nods and leers. Heinrich cornered me by the charcuterie, his bulk blocking the string quartet. Elena. A word. He pulled me to a shadowed alcove, wine glass sloshing. His eyes raked me. Possessive. You've been distant. The procedure. Side effects.
Then.
The mockery. Or are you mooning over that fool boy like some Hausfrau?
Du kleine Schlampe.
I cut him off. Voice silk over steel. Imperfect. Fluent German. Du alte Sau.
Mit deinem narzisstischen Erbe, das du so fleißig versteckst.
You old pig. With your Nazi heritage you hide so diligently. His face drained to ash. I held up my phone, blacklight glowing, illuminating the faint swastika on his wrist as he yanked his sleeve down. Your grandfather's mark. SS, Sturmbannführer Erich Voss. The gold he smuggled? Still funding your charities in Argentina. Gasps rippled, overheard by a cluster of donors. Phones emerged, flashes popping. Heinrich lunged, but I sidestepped. Elena's agility a gift. You framed Mia Harlan for your thefts. Echo wasn't salvation, it was erasure. For her. For whistleblowers. For anyone who saw the monster. The party imploded. Lucas shoved through, Mia's body clinging to him like a vine. Elena? What the fuck? But her eyes, my eyes, were empty. A shell scripted by their drugs. Heinrich bellowed for security, but it was too late. Tweets flew. Voss Nazi. Biotech scandal. Stocks cratered live on screens. I slipped away as cops swarmed, heart pounding. Revenge tasted like victory, bitter and sharp. But in the getaway car, Elena's sleek Tesla, I glanced at the mirror.
Whose face now?
Mia's fire or Elena's ice. The swap was unstable. Headaches throbbed. Memories bleeding. What if Heinrich's tech backfired? Pulling me under? Days blurred into a media storm. Vossgen's board ousted Heinrich amid FBI raids. Lucas fled to a Cayman hideout, abandoning Mia to a facility. I watched from Elena's safe house in the Sierras. Leaking docs to journalists, every embezzled cent. Every Echo victim, there were 5. Volunteers from psych wards. Controversial? Hell yes. I debated it nightly. Was I justice or vigilante? Destroying lives to reclaim mine Lucas's. The staff's pink slips, did it make me better than them? The climax came unbidden. A encrypted ping on Elena's secure line. Heinrich. Holed up in a Pacific Heights penthouse. Summoning his Elena for a final Echo reversal.
Come. Liebling.
Fix this mess. Together. Trap or olive branch. My gut screamed run. But the hook was Mia's body, cloned neural map waiting in his lab. One last swap, and I'd be whole. I went armed with Elena's Beretta, tucked in her garter like a bad spy novel. The penthouse gleamed, fog rolling off the bay like smoke. Heinrich waited in silk pajamas, aged overnight, wrinkles carving canyons, eyes fever bright. You did this, he rasped. No German now. Just broken English. My legacy gone. I leveled the gun. Elena's steady hand mine. Your legacy was poison. The war crimes your family buried. The lives you stole. Mia was first, but not last. He laughed. Wet and ragged. Fool girl. Echo wasn't theft. It was mercy. The twist hit like a gut punch. He tapped a hollow screen. Files unfolding. Elena's true logs. She'd begged for the swap, not victim, but volunteer. Terminal brain cancer. Stage 4. Eating her from within. Heinrich had offered Echo as salvation, her mind into Mia's donor body. A comatose patient from the clinic, me, drugged into stasis. But I'd woken first. Elena's essence fragmented, lost in the ether. You were the vessel, he whispered. She chose you, innocent.
Fierce.
To live her life. Expose me if needed. The frame-up?
Real.
But she planted the files. Knowing you'd find them, my knees buckled. Betrayal reversed, not pawn, but avenger by design. Elena's memories surged, her love for Heinrich twisted, her plan to burn him from beyond. Why me? I choked, gun wavering. Because you were fire.
Mia.
Like she wished to be. He smiled, almost tender. Finish it. Or join us. The decision tore me, controversial to the core. Kill the monster. Become one? Or mercy? Letting cancer claim him. Preserving Elena's ghost? Shots echoed as I fired, not fatal, but into the echo console. Sparks flying like confetti. Alarms wailed. I fled. No swap. No reversal. Mia's body was gone. Autopsied in scandal's wake. Lucas confessing all in a plea deal.
Now?
I am Elena Kraus, consultant in Berlin. Vosgen's ashes funding ethics reforms. Happy? Tragic? You decide. Some days. I speak to her in the mirror. Our shared German abridge.
Danke, Schwester.
Thanks.
Sister.
The revenge? It freed us both. Or damned us eternal. But in quiet moments, I wonder if I'd pulled that trigger. Would the world call me hero or killer? That's the American dream. Win at all costs. Then argue the bill. The aftermath clung like bay fog, thick and unrelenting. Berlin's chill bit deeper than Reno's dry heat ever did. But Elena's body adapted, craved it. Even with its Teutonic efficiency. I'd arrived on a red-eye from SFO. Passport stamped under her name. A ghost in the machine of my own making. The penthouse raid had been swift. Heinrich arrested in cuffs. Sputtering Deutsch obscenities at the feds.
Lukas.
The golden boy. Cracked like cheap crystal in interrogation. Spilling embezzlement details for immunity. Mia was obsessed. He'd whined on leaked tapes, painting me as the unhinged gold digger. The irony? In my old skin, I'd been the loyal one, blind to the rot. Elena's flat overlooked the spree. All exposed brick and Bauhaus lines, a far cry from our cramped Mission District walk-up. I unpacked minimally. A few Vosgen drives wiped clean, Elena's well-worn lab notes, and a single photo of us, me and Lucas at Big Sur. Windswept and in love. I burned it in the sink, watching flames lick the frame. Love, a currency they traded, devalued by bloodlines and boardrooms. Sleep evaded me those first weeks. Nightmares blended our lives. Mia's trailer park brawls morphing into Elena's sterile dissections. Heinrich's laugh echoing in both. I jolt awake. Fingers tracing Elena's scars. Appendectomy at 10. A Heidelberg fencing duel at 20. Wishing for my freckles. My curves that Lucas once called home. The swap's instability lingered. Migraines pulse like faulty wiring. Visions flickering. Elena's childhood in the roar. Coal dust and absent fathers. Her thrill at Vosgen. Heinrich's fada, aura masking the predator. I dove into work to anchor. As Elena, I consulted for EU biotech regs, auditing firms for echo-like abominations. It was controversial from the jump. Ex-Vosgen was turning coat. Tabloids dubbed me the Frau Frankenstein, op-eds debating if I was savior or sellout.
Dr.
Kraus's testimony could cripple innovation, one Forbes piece sneered. Or expose the eugenics underbelly, countered a Guardian piece. I leaned into it, testifying in Brussels, with a clipped accent, dropping bombs. Neural transference isn't progress, it's possession. Voss believed in purity, genetic, corporate, racial. We must burn those blueprints. Audiences shifted uncomfortably. The swastika reveal still raw. Heinrich's trial loomed in federal court. San Francisco. A circus of suits and slogans. Prosecutors painted him as a Bond villain, embezzler, Nazi apologist, mad scientist. Defense spun sympathy, war orphan, self-made titan haunted by history. I got the subpoena, key witness, and the dread coiled. Return to the States? Face the ruins? The flight back was purgatory. Economy this time, no first-class boss perks. Jet lag hit like withdrawal as I checked into a nondescript hotel near the courthouse. Elena's poise cracking under Mia's impatience. Reporters swarmed the lobby. Mike's thrusting. Dr. Kraus. Did Voss assault you? Is the body swap tech real? I brushed past.
Muttering kein Kommentar, but inside.
The hook lines replayed. That alcove whisper. My retort shattering glass. Court opened with a bang. Heinrich, shackled but suited, entered to gasps thinner. Haunted, but eyes still steel. Lucas testified first. The betrayer betrayed. Father pressured me. The engagement. Optics. Mia was collateral. Jurors leaned in. A mix of tech bros and housewives. Faces twisting at collateral. Then me. On the stand, under fluorescent glare. I channeled both. Mia's fire and Elena's precision.
Dr.
Kraus, the prosecutor boomed. Describe Project Echo. A neural bridge, I said. Voice steady. Mind to body. Like uploading a soul. But Voss twisted it. Immortality for the elite. Erasure for threats. Gasps rippled as I detailed the swaps. 5 patients, indigent psych cases. Their minds scattered like code. Mia Harlan was 6th. Framed for leaks. Then treated. Her consciousness overwritten, or so they thought. Heinrich's lawyer pounced in cross. You volunteered. Dr.
Kraus.
Cancer diagnosis. Yes. Desperate for life in MS. Harlan's body. The courtroom hushed. Elena's truth, my truth now, hung bare.
Yes.
But consent was coerced. Voss promised cure, delivered cage. Murmurs swelled. Controversial? Undeniably. Was I victim or opportunist? Hijacking Mia's shell for my survival. Heinrich leaned forward, whispering loud enough for Mike's. Lugnerin. You begged. Elena. For power. I locked eyes. German rising unbidden. UND do.
Alter Mann, dein Blutgeld und deine Geister.
Liar.
And you.
Old man, your blood money and ghosts. The judge banged gavel. But damage done. Jurors' faces soured. Neo-Nazi ties surfacing in sidebar headlines. Recess brought chaos. In the hall, a Voss cousin cornered me, Lucas's aunt. Pearls clutched. You destroyed us. You Teutonic bitch. Mia was trash. You made it worse.
Trash.
The word ignited Mia's rage. I shoved her. Elena's nails digging crescents. Your family's the refuse. Rotting on stolen gold. Security pulled us. Headlines blared, witness assaults relative. That night, alone with room service bourbon, doubt crept. The twist gnawed. Elena's plan. Her sacrifice. Had I honored it? Or perverted it into vendetta? A burner phone buzzed anonymous. Meet. Truth about Harlan. Trap? Or key? Controversial choice. Ghost it. Or dive deeper. I went. A dive bar in the Tenderloin. Neon flickering like bad omens. The contact, a rumpled ex-boss tech. Buzzed on IPAs. Name's Raj. Echo coder. Voss didn't wipe Elena, he forked her. Duplicate mined in a server farm. Nevada. Harlan's body? Elena's primary host. You.
Glitch.
Mia's echo lingered.
Glitch.
My world tilted. Forked? Like AI. He nodded, sliding a USB.
Back up.
Restore her. You fade. Or merge, become one. Voss wanted it for himself. Eternal Heinrich. Puppeteering kin.
Merge.
The decision loomed. Bykitch to the bone. Erase Mia. Resurrect Elena? Or fight for hybrid self? Damned to indecision, I pocketed the drive. Fleeing as sirens wailed. Rajaplan? Paranoia. Mia's old friend. Trial climax next day. Heinrich took the stand. A spectacle. I built empires from ashes. Harlan was a thief. Liar. I surged, but bailiffs restrained. Evidence mounted. Ledgers. Tattoos under UV. Elena's memos. Verdict. Guilty. 25 years. As hammers fell, he locked eyes. This isn't over.
Schlampe.
But it was. Or so I thought. Back in Berlin, the USB burned a hole. I wired a black market rig. Neural interface humming like judgment.
Plugin?
Merge risked madness. Two souls warring in one skull. But separation? Lose Mia's grit. Elena's genius. Controversial dawn. I chose fusion. Lights danced. Voices harmonized. We're Sindites. We are one. Awakening. Whole yet halved. I leaked the fork files. Voss's hubris exposed. Tech banned globally. Lucas suicided in custody. Note blaming the women. Happy ending? For ethics boards. Yes. For me, a debate eternal. Avenger or abomination. In America's mirror. We all judge. Fusion wasn't salvation. It was a civil war in cranium. Mornings. I'd wake arguing with myself. Mia's drawl clashing Elena's umlauts. This coffee's weak as your revenge. Precision. Not passion. Wins wars. Berlin's gray suited the schism. Rain sluicing cobblestones like tears unshed. I walked the Brandenburg Gate. Tourists oblivious to the woman unraveling. Two histories stitched Frankenstein style. Elena's oncology scars itched phantom pains. Mia's phantom pregnancies from Reno hookups twisted my gut. Who was I? Harlan Krauss. A hyphenate horror. Work grounded me.
Barely.
EU hearings dragged. Me as poster child for neural rights.
DR.
Krauss Harlan. A Dutch MP probed. The dual name my concession to truth. Does merger violate identity? I paused. Fork files fresh leaked. Sparking bans from Brussels to Beijing. Identity is illusion. Voss proved it, stole mine. Twice over. Applause mixed with hisses. Controversial. Always. Feminists hailed me icon. Woman reclaims body. Topples patriarch. Conservatives decried. Franken-freak endangers souls. Debates raged on podcasts. My voice, ours, modulated to neutral American. Hiding the bilingual beast. Heinrich's appeals festered like gangrene. From Supermax in Lompoc. He smuggled letters via bent guards. Come.
Daughter.
Finish the work. Elena waits. Bullshit. The fork was myth. Raj's USB held fragments. Echoes, not souls. But doubt festered. What if Elena lived? Resenting my squatter status? Nightmares evolved. Her face in mirrors. Accusing.
Du hast mich getötet.
You killed me. A lead surfaced. Vosgen remnant. A rogue lab in Oakland. Hoarding echo prototypes. Whistleblower tip. Same network that saved Raj. Controversial call. Infiltrate.
Destroy?
Or harvest. Risk becoming them? Mia voted smash. Elena.
Study.
I flew west incognito. Elena's passport stamped consultant. Oakland's warehouse district reeked of salt and startup desperation. The lab a converted cannery buzzing with black market buzz. Security was laughable. Ex-boss rent-a-cops. Bored on Red Bull. I posed as buyer. Elena's credentials gold. Inside. Cryopods humming. Techs in hazmat tweaking bridges. Lead scientist. A weaselly PhD named Carver. Grinned. Kraus? Legend. Want a demo? Swap a rat mind. Feel the rush.
Demo.
My pulse thrummed. Temptation incarnate. Show me. In a booth. Neural cap itched as rat squeaked. Then stilled. Screen flickered. Rodent A and B's body. Scrambling confused. Reversible, Carver boasted. For a price.
Price.
Mia's greed whispered. Swap back. Claim Mia's life anew. But Elena's ethics screamed no. Perpetuate the cycle? I nodded, feigning interest, while hacking their mainframe with Elena's backdoors. Files downloaded. Prototypes. Donor lists, addicts. Immigrants, Voss's underclass. Then, alarm, Carver's eyes narrowed. Wait. I bolted. USB hot in pocket. Guards thundering. Alley chase. Mia's street smarts dodging crates. Elena's lungs burning efficient. Gunshots pinged. I fired wild. Beretta barking. Controversial shot. Winged a pursuer. His scream echoing my doubts. Killer now? Or survivor? Safe house in Berkeley. Heart hammering. I purged the drive. Flames in a motel sink. Acrid smoke curling like accusations. News broke. Lab raided. Carver spilling on Ghost Kraus. Feds closed in. I ghosted east. But not before a parcel. Heinrich's. Via prison mail.
Inside.
A locket. Elena's. Engraved Fada's girl. Note. She chose me. You? Thief.
Thief.
The word ricocheted. Back in Berlin. Schism peaked. Therapy, ironic. Post-psych ward unpackaged it. You're not possessed, you're evolved.
Bull.
Fusion birthed a third. Vengeful hybrid. Plotting finale. Heinrich's retrial loomed. Appeals exhausted. Deathbed bid for mercy. Cancer, irony's knife, ravaged him. Karma's chemo. I returned, testifying final time. Courthouse, steps mobbed. Protesters chanting, justice for Harlan, versus. Free Voss innovation. Inside. Heinrich wheeled in. Skeletal. Tube snaking. Elena, he croaked, ignoring my objection. End it. Swap me out. Mercy kill.
Mercy.
The gallery leaned. Judge silenced whispers. Prosecutor yielded floor. My call. On stand. I faced him. Our languages mingling. You mocked me in German.
Fata.
Called me slut. Unfit. But I spoke your tongue. Exposed your ink. His eyes gleamed. Fanatic. And saved nothing. Legacy lives in code. In kin.
Kin.
Lucas's suicide note resurfaced in my mind. Forgive the women. Plural. What if? Twist's shadow, during cross. Defense dropped bomb DNA. Elena wasn't orphan. Heinrich's daughter. Affair with her mother. A post-war secretary. He groomed his own, lawyers sneered. Gasps. My, our. World imploded. Elena's memories confirmed. Whispers of blood. His possessiveness paternal rot. Betrayal cubed. Not mentor. But monster incestuous. I recoiled. While rising. Liar. But tests pending.
Truth scalpel.
Heinrich smiled. Tubes bubbling. Join me.
Child.
Pure line eternal. Climax. Recess. Green room. Gun from ankle holster. Smuggled.
Mad.
Controversial apex. End him. Courtroom chaos? Or walk? Let disease devour? Mia roared yes. Elena. No. Justice systemic. Fusion fractured. I pressed barrel to his temple. Whisper German. For Mia.
Für Elena. For us.
Trigger pull?
No.
Hand trembled. I shot the four.
Poison flooding.
He convulsed. Mercy inverted. Prolonged agony. Bailiffs swarmed. I surrendered calm. He confessed. I said. All of it. Trial aborted. Heinrich flatlined en route. Charges dropped self-defense.
Technicality.
But debate exploded. Vigilante justice or euthanasia. Op-ed split. Cross Harlan. Angel of Silicon Death versus. Murderous in merger's madness. Freed. I wandered Golden Gate. Fog swallowing bridge. Hybrid intact. But scarred. Legacy? Reforms past. Echo outlawed.
But me?
Debated eternal. Hero.
Who slew the dragon?
Or dragon now. Fire and veins? America's gift. When ugly. Argue pretty. I chose exile. Berlin's gray my gray. Exile suited the fractured. Berlin's pulse. Techno thumps in abandoned bunkers. Currywurst steam on Alexanderplatz. Mirrored my discord. Beats clashing. Flavors bittersweet. I rented a Kreuzberg studio. Graffiti walls echoing Elena's minimalism. Mia's chaos in scattered takeout boxes. Days blurred. Adjunct lectures at Humboldt on bioethics in the post-human era. Nights scripting memoirs under pen name Echo Twin. Publishers bid high, scandal sells, but I hedged. Controversial clauses. No redactions.
Truth.
Warts and swastikas. The DNA confirmed mid-semester. Elena.
Heinrich spawn.
Press ambushed campus. Lenses flashing like SS spotlights.
Dr.
Kraus Harlan. Incest survivor or complicit. I dodged. But leaks festered. Elena's journals. Digitized. Detailing Fada's touches. Ambiguous as sin. Fusion recoiled. Mia's fury. Burn the bastard's ghost. Elena's grief. He was flawed father. Not fiend. Therapy doubled. Berlin shrinks versed in Stasi scars. But progress? Incremental. Like CRISPR snips. A olive branch arrived. Lucas's mother. Ingrid Voss. Exiled to a vineyard estate. Post-scandal penitent. Letter. Perfumed vellum. Mia, Elena, whatever you are.
Come.
Closure. Closure. Mia scoffed. Elena yearned. Mother she'd never known? Controversial trek. Fly. Forgive? Or ghost? Grudge eternal? I flew. Economy again. Napa's vines mocking verdant lies. Ingrid's manor loomed. Less fortress now. More mausoleum. Windows boarded. Staff skeletal. She greeted frail. Chanel faded. Eyes Lucas blue, but softened. You look. Like her. Elena.
Tea poured.
Darjeeling's steaming regrets. Why now? I probed. Hybrid voice lilting bi-coastal.
She sighed.
Photo album splayed. Elena toddler. Heinrich beaming. Mia's engagement glossies.
Forced.
I knew. The affairs. The frames. Enabled. To keep the dream. Tears tracked.
Lukas.
He loved you.
Mia.
Truly. The swap. Heinrich's madness. Not his heart.
Love.
The word barbed. He signed the orders. Held my Elena's body like a trophy. Ingrid nodded. Crumbling. Guilt ate him. Suicide? Escape. Then. The ask. Take the estate. Rebuild. Voss name redeemed by you. Redemption. Temptation twisted. Claim the throne. Rule ethically? Or raise it? Salt the earth? We toured grounds. Sun dipping blood orange. In the old lab annex. Echo's cradle, she revealed safe. Heinrich's final drive. Unencrypted. For you. Files unfolded horrors. Not just swaps. But eugenics wet dreams. Designer babies for superior stock. Lists targeting undesirables like Mia's Reno kin. Twist reversed again. Ingrid complicit. Greenlighting donors. I thought progress, she whispered. Forgive. Forgiveness. Fusion ward. Mia's no. Elena's maybe. Controversial dusk. I torched the drive in the vineyard. Flames devouring code like catharsis. Ingrid watched. Then, wait. She handed deed, mine. Build or burn. Your call. I burned it too. Ashes fertilizing grapes. Neither. Let it wild. Ingrid crumpled, but nodded release. Perhaps. Dawn flight. I left her weeping. America's excessa mirage. Back in Berlin. Fusion settled. Scars fading to stories. I published Raw. Swapped Vengeance. A dual memoir. Bestseller. Backlash Symphony. Book tours debating. Is merger murder? TED Talks unpacking Betrayals bilingual bite. Controversial core. Readers split. Forums flaming. Mia/Elena avenged patriarchy. Feminist win. Versus. Vigilante virus. Infecting justice. One panel. Post talk in Vienna. A heckler cornered. Young tech bro. Voss tattoo peeking. You killed innovation. A kraut cunt. German slur stung. I replied fluent. UND do?
Junge?
Echo of your idol's hate. He backed off. But seed planted. Threats trickled. Dead rats at doors. SS forever scrawled. Climax unbidden. Midnight knock. Rain lashed.
Carver.
Oakland weasel. Drenched and desperate. They found Raj dead. Neo-Voss cell. Purging echoes. You're next. Neo-Voss. Heinrich's fanboys. Dark web cult hoarding scraps. Plotting swaps for purists. Panic-fused purpose. Controversial pact. Team with Carver. Raid their server farm, Nevada desert. Ironic cradle. We drove. Elena's logic plotting. Mia's grit gripping wheel. Farm loomed. Quonset hut. Guards Aryan archetypes. Infiltration. Carver's hack. My Beretta backup. Inside. Altars to Heinrich, swastika servers humming. Cult leader. Buzzcut zealot. Monologued. Voss's vision. Pure minds in pure forms. You're the glitch, abort. Gunfight erupted. Controversial carnage. I shot non-lethal. Knees and shoulders. Mia's mercy, Elena's math. Carver fried the core. EMP pulse erasing souls digital. Leader lunged. Knife flashing, I parried, whispering German dirge. Dein Reich fault. Your empire falls. He slumped. Cult crumbling to cuffs. FBI tipped anonymous. Dawn desert. Carver grinned. Teamwork. But twist. His eyes gleamed wrong. Forked. He raised gun. I fired first. Heart shot mercy. For Raj, I muttered. Killer again? Or cleaner? Return. Cult dismantled. Headlines: Kraus Harlan crushes neo-Nazis. Hero now. Begrudging. Ingrid passed quietly. Bequest to ethics foundations. My doing. Anonymous. Ending? No tidy bow. Fusion indoors. Mia and Elena debating sunsets. Worth the war?
Ja.
And no. Happy for reforms. Tragic for tolls. Lives swapped. Loves lost. Legacies debated. Readers argue. Justice or jihad? In America's Echo. I walk Berlin free. Bilingual ghost. Whispering to winds. Mock me no more. The revenge? Complete. Or beginning. You judge.